I'm Dan Kaplan, executive editor of SC Magazine. Sitting beside me is Wisniewski, who is the senior security advisor at Sophos.
Hi, how you doing?
Chester, thanks for coming in.
It's good to be here. How was like the art?
Yeah, well, it's great to have you. You're here a couple days after the whole General Petraeus scandal broke, and I think the connection to what we write about is the privacy piece, where a lot of the information that was revealed was determined through email accounts. Which really sort of underscores the vastness and expansive nature of the surveillance state here in the United States. And I think maybe some of the public is realizing for the very first time that a lot of their information is easily obtainable.
Yeah, I think folks aren't aware of the fact that public service providers, whether they be internet service providers, email service providers, all these kinds of things, largely will hand over access information like IP addresses and things like that to law enforcement without any kind of a warrant or anything else going on. So if you want privacy, I mean, unfortunately, your IP address not only is the address of your computer, as we know these days, it's used for geolocation stuff. I mean, in this case, they were tracing IPs to hotels that someone had stayed at in the case and all this kind of thing. So if you need privacy, I guess you need to take a lot of additional action. You can't depend on others to do it, right? And specifically, I guess, if you want to have secret email trysts, it might be good to start with Tor and Hushmail.
Mm-hmm. Is the American public ready to go to those lengths?
I don't think we're ready, or we'd be doing it. I think all of us recognize that if something's easy enough and it's good for us, once it becomes a habit, it's no big deal. Mm-hmm. And we've certainly had that kind of thing happen with seat belts and all kinds of other things in our lives that you don't necessarily want, but you get so much value and so much safety for so little effort that why not do it? And I don't know that folks are aware that they need to, and there's certainly, I think, a demand for simple ways of doing secure things. Like, I mean, we have a thing where we can encrypt a PDF in an email automatically at work. So I needed to send my credit card number to my insurance company for some charges. And it was great, right? Because I just type out my email and I press the encrypt button and it sticks it in the PDF, encrypts it, and mails it. And the person at the other end got it. She's like, "You're the first person that's ever securely sent me your credit card number when I've asked for it." Like, people email me their credit card number every day in regular plain text emails. And I'm like, well, obviously I'm more in tune with these things. But if it's that easy, if there's an encrypted button, if I can get that encrypted button to be in my Gmail, or somehow built into Thunderbird on my mom's laptop or whatever it is, so that it's that easy, that all I have to do is opt to do it and it happens. That's I think the only way we're going to get there, because if we have to trade keys, I'm not sure we're going to do
Right, it would be too complex. But I like to believe that I like to think that in America the whole ignorance is bliss thing kind of is what takes hold of a lot of people when it comes to privacy and security. But then when you see someone like the director of the CIA, essentially his career being destroyed through finding emails and that sort of thing pretty easily by the authorities, that it might wake some people up to some potential civil liberties abuses and sort of things that could potentially take place here in the U.S.
Well, and that they intended it to be anonymous. I mean, the story was, early reports in the story, there were some very bad mischaracterizations about what had happened. Like, somehow he was emailing his mistress from a CIA.gov account or something, which is totally not true. An anonymous Gmail account that he created to communicate for his little tryst, and another anonymous account for the other person involved. Neither one of them had tied those accounts to their real names in any way, or to their professions. And theoretically, most people would assume that was taking measures to not be discovered. Now, of course, the fact that the director of the CIA is not aware of the capabilities we have of, I guess this is one step beyond OSINT, or open source intelligence. It's not just going and looking at what's public. It's going one layer deeper and getting those providers to provide information. But you would expect that the CIA, as well as the FBI, will be well aware of these abilities and tactics. That's a little shocking.
Quite ironic that the system that he probably had a hand in standing up might have brought him down. So, Chester, I want to thank you, Wisniewski of Sophos. Chet, a pleasure to be with you as always.
Thanks for having me.